It's Mark Marmer from Signature Electric, and we're at the Fall Home Show. We're just the day before. We're just getting set up so you can hear the saws and the stuff going in the background, and some of the booths getting set up here. But I'm with my new friend, Cathy Radford. Cathy is from Contained Living.
Thank you, Mark, and thanks so much for your part in our great build here. It all started for me about 7 or 8 years ago when I started to look at shipping containers in Europe being used as dorm facilities. And I thought, wow, what a great idea. You know, you could actually live in these things, and I had never heard about it before. So since then, fast forward about 7 or 8 years, I've got about probably 1,000 different floor plans designed in my computer. And people kept saying, and I keep telling people, it's a great idea. You got to live in these shipping containers. We can make them look beautiful and fantastic. And finally, people kept saying, have you done one? Can we go see what you've done? And I said, well, no, but now I can say yes, I've done it, and here it is. So that's when it started, and then about probably in March of this year, the home show called me and asked me would I be interested in helping them build the shipping container home for the home show, which was really great. So what an opportunity. There's probably about 50 to 100 million of these shipping containers around the world, either abandoned or retired as they call them, and so I just like to take them and use them. I mean, a lot of people are using them for storage units, which is great because they're a lot of times airtight and watertight. But I thought, why not use them as houses? They are sustainable. They're going to last a whole lot longer than a stick house will. You know, there's no reason to believe that these things won't last forever.
I know you talked to me about the idea of sending up to northern communities, where I've seen when they were at a shortage of housing, they were sending these trailer kind of houses up there. And I think from what I could see here in Toronto, they really weren't standing up well to the weather up there, and they would take a lot of abuse. We're talking about a very tough environment.
Absolutely.
And I think this might be part of that answer for the
solution. Yeah, it's definitely one solution. We're certainly not suggesting that we're the only solution, but it is definitely a solution. These homes, we have these the wall-tight insulation in the walls from BASF and Great Northern Insulation have helped us to put all of that in. We've got radiant floor heat throughout the whole building, so it's beautiful soft heat coming up, propelled by on-demand water system. So these are actual homes. They're modular homes. They're not considered mobile homes. They're considered modular homes. So in that sense, you know, as far as the cost goes, we're a lot less than a typical stick build that you would find. You know, the price per square foot is considerably less than it would be for a brand new build of a stick home. It can actually be completely off-grid. For water, we can hook up just like you would with an RV kind of thing. You have water pods on the outside of it. You can have rainwater collection, solar power, and with the EV charger that you guys have so generously donated.
Battery storage.
Absolutely, the battery
storage.
Absolutely. So all of those things combined can keep us completely off-grid, which is certainly where I'm headed.
Let's go inside and take a look and see, because I guess what's going to happen is we're going to open up this door eventually, and then people will be able to circulate through, right?
Walk through, yeah.
Okay, I'm excited about tomorrow.
All right.
Through the pumpkin patch.
Yes, through the pumpkin patch we go. Here we're walking into what we call the patio doors. Now, we left the shipping container doors intact on this particular container. There are two containers here. This is one, that's the other. And we left the shipping containers and just kind of carved out the center of them and put a window in so that we get a bit more light. Phantom Screens has been kind enough to offer us.
Yeah, I saw this. This is amazing.
Is yeah,
oh my
really
goodness.
Awesome. So we've got the Phantom Screens to keep the bugs out in our Ontario climate and weather. We've got some more storage. I want to show you this. This is our, it's kind of hard to see at this moment in time, but this is our Murphy bed, which is a queen size bed, believe it or not, and it falls down from its side. So you'll have your head up there and your feet down here, or vice versa, whatever.
Oh, so we don't have to worry. We can come right down against this.
Right up, just in front, about 4 inches in front of this, it will rest. And then we've got some storage up here for, you know, for clothing and baskets and things like that. We've got some more storage over there. There is a piece that goes on here, which is a desk. There's a part that will so by day it will be a desk, and by night it will be a bed.
I can't tell you how appealing this is. I love this idea.
We'll have 2 chairs right here with a table in the center, and then we have a little island that will go back there, and that will be for eating at, and also a little bit of extra prep space as well. Great window here with a lovely view of the neighbors.
A realistic downtown
Very
Toronto
realistic
view.
Toronto, yeah.
Right, and every place needs a bathroom, right?
Yeah.
That's the gateway.
Absolutely.
Look at the bathroom.
We've got a full-size bathroom. It's a 4-piece bathroom with tub, sink, toilet. That toilet doesn't actually go in that direction. It is straight, but
I was going to say, this is an interesting
we had to
angle.
move it to get the washer and dryer in. So the washer and dryer is now firmly in place, and there is a full-size washer dryer back there so that you can do your laundry.
A washer dryer, a little electrical room.
Yep.
A bit of room in case
Utility
we left
area.
some room in case we needed some other, maybe a transfer switch or something like that to go with our power wall.
Absolutely.
Everything's a bit of a demonstration here. We haven't necessarily got everything wired up. This is a rougher looking unit. It wasn't necessarily a pristine unit, which I think you maybe wanted intentionally.
Well, not necessarily, because I like to do the recycling, right? So it doesn't bother me that this container is actually a little bit beaten up, right? So there's some dings in it and some dents, and it's not perfect because it's old. These two containers were actually built in China in 2003.
Wow.
So they're old. On the other hand, we did want to show how it could be if, in fact, we wanted to clad it. So we did clad the other side with gray board.
I wanted to just take a quick peek. There's a little piece of it
Yeah.
over here, just so you can get an idea that there's, Cathy's got all kinds of ideas, so everything's sort of an option. And
It doesn't have to be gray board. It can be a hardy plank. We can put brick on this if we wanted to, old brick. We can do anything. I just like the reclaimed and the reused stuff. So that's a theme that I was going with for the show. And again, on the other side, we have the whole side is cladded as well in the gray board. So
okay, we'll wander around the other side where we've got the car and our signature electric charger and things plugged in and our power wall, and we're really excited. We've got our Tesla power wall. This is actually a shell,
Right.
This is the exact power wall. The only thing that's missing from this is the batteries and 100 pounds of weight. So
Right.
it was a lot easier for us to put it up.
move, yeah.
So we've got it up here for demonstration purposes. So what would actually happen here is these solar panels could collect energy during the day.
Right.
Some of that could be used in the home.
Right.
And then the balance, if there was something left over, we would hope there would be, will drop into the power wall. The power wall would charge during the day. We would come around to nighttime, and we would be able to take this energy and use it when we're either not producing as much or
Right. Fantastic.
right? And
I
this
love
is
it.
Almost 14 kilowatts, so we've
Love
got
it.
quite a bit here. These can be stacked. There's
Okay.
actually a kit.
Right.
And so they sit on the floor, and I can stack one in front of the other.
Right, okay.
So that's completely doable.
Wow.
Everything's a little, it needs some planning. There's a single line diagram that goes with it.
Right.
There's a bit of technology and thinking
Behind
that goes
it,
in
I'm
behind
sure.
it.
I'm certain.
But
Can't look this beautiful and not have a little bit behind you.
what would normally happen is you would have a feed from the street, which we sort of kind of have here.
Right.
And so I would have power from the street, I would have power from my solar, and I would have power from my power wall. We would then do some kind of calculation to try to determine, okay, how much solar and storage do we need to try to kind of manage on our own? But in the meantime, we always have this buffer of the power from the street.
Yeah.
So if we can minimize this, then that's where the savings is. And you don't want to have too much solar, because this is a problem too. Too much solar means, what are you supposed to do with that energy? Shut down your solar, push it back into the grid. It's fine to push it back into the grid and run your meter backwards, but if you run your meter backwards past zero, the hydro's not giving you money back.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense. And then you invested in the solar. So it's a bit of a balancing act. In order to install one of these, you need to be Tesla authorized to do this.
Okay.
And there's a whole system in terms of making this assessment to answer the kind of question you needed, whether it's even if it's just solar.
Right.
But I think this setup, a little bit more solar maybe,
Right.
could easily manage this house. Now, not necessarily with the EV charger, because the EV charger is a fairly substantial load. Right, this car behind you's got a 70 kilowatt battery in it. Well, if this is only 14 kilowatts,
Yeah.
somehow you're getting the idea that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
math is not
Not
matching.
working out.
Not
Beautiful
working
car.
out.
Beautiful car.
This is sort of the coming out for our charger as well.
Beautiful.
So you can see one of the things that's nice about the charger is how small it is.
Yeah.
So this is a 32 amp charger,
Okay.
functionally the same kind of charger.
Does a whole car, like one car.
Yeah, one car.
One car.
So you could do. This would give you an overnight charge.
Okay.
This is a very equivalent to the Tesla charger. I have 2 Tesla chargers at home.
Okay.
It's the same. Could
equivalent?
roughly
Okay.
be the same output. This particular one has a bit of a Wi-Fi connection as well. So if you want to look in, it's got an app that goes with it. If you want to see what's going on with it, what's the charger doing at any given
cool.
time. Very, very cool. So, and we have another, this is the residential one. We have another one for condominiums that have a tap card option, and they're interconnected to allow for billing and for power sharing, which is, I have we're not sleeping here
You're
at
not
Signature
messing around
Electric.
here.
So,
Yeah, you are
so-
got it together.
So this
Beautiful.
is perfect, and this one is, as I promised you, our gift to you.
Thank you.
Wherever this
Yeah.
home will travel,
Well,
this
that
will
one
travel
with
with
it.
it.
That's
We're
fantastic.
thrilled. Not
So
the
great.
car necessarily.
Well, we'll work on that, right? We're still working on the car.
For sure. Yeah, let's just take a little look at our outside seating space.
Yep.
When I came here, I thought, oh, this is great. And I was just talking to Bo this morning, and he goes, oh, this is very small. I can make this much bigger
Yes, he
for
can.
you.
He keeps saying that. It could be bigger. It could be
I'm so thrilled to be part of this and to be here with you, and we'll spend a little time together getting to know each other.
Yes.
What's your game plan? What are you going to do
we're
with
going to take
it?
it back to the farm in Caledon,
Okay.
where we're building it, and we'll finish it there. We still have to do the roof structure. We still have to insulate the floor from underneath, and we have to insulate the roof and then finish the roof. And then the lucky person that purchases it will get delivery of it shortly thereafter.
Oh, now, do you have people that are looking to purchase a
We do,
particular unit?
actually. We do.
I'm hoping they're not in Manitoba or something,
No,
but
this house is actually certified to be in Ontario. So and Ontario is one of the more higher level building code requirements in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, if it needed to go to a different one that had a higher level of, we're covered under that as well. So we're what they call CSA A277 certified, which is a modular home certification, and we're in the process of making our way through that certification process to be a certified builder of modular homes.
that's amazing. So very nice speaking
Thank
with
you,
you.
Mark.
Great luck with this.
Really appreciate your support.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hopefully we'll be part of it as things
We'll
go
do
on.
lots more. You bet. You
Bye-bye.
bet. Thank you.